translation, what you can do after today is pull everything together. That means you're going to be able to translate an image on a coordinate plane, and then you're also going to be able to describe translation using what's called arrow notation. And when I think of arrow, sometimes for some reason I think of the board game Sorry. I think it's the Sorry, right? Where you have things that slide. So that tells me if you think about translating an image, you're just sliding it around a coordinate plane. And I reference sliding symbolically with this arrow, or we do in general, not just me, we do in general. So if I want to know, hey, if point L originally was at 1, 3, and then the new point L prime is at 4, 2, what is the translation? So when you describe translations, you would say x, y, that means the original point, x, y slides to whatever the rule is. What you want to do is see how your x changes first. Because think about a point. A point is always x comma y. So x is always first when we talk about points on a coordinate plane. Then you want to see how your y changes, and then you want to write it. But let me tell you what to do. X is left to right. Okay? That's what you need to know. X is either going left or it's going to the right. If it's going to the left, that means it's getting smaller. It implies negative. If X is going to the right, let's maybe make a visual so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. So X is the horizontal axis. So let's say that my X was right here. If I go to the left, I am getting smaller, which represents subtraction. If my X, let's pretend my X started from right here, and I'm going to the right, my X is getting bigger. It would imply adding. Y changes by going up or down. So Y is up or down. Up means you add, down means you subtract. That seems to be easier for kids. It's the left to right that can get a little confusing. And then you write it. And here's the template. This is what it will always look like. XY is your original XY. You don't, on this first one, the 1, 3, and 4, 2, you don't write 1, 3 here. It's always X comma Y. So you say take any point, because it's not one particular point. You can choose to start at any point on the original shape. Take any point and translate it and slide it to whatever the rule is. So I'm going to bring this first translation down. L is 1, 3, and L prime 4, 2. So L is 1, 3, L prime is 4, 2. And we're going to write a rule that represents this translation. Following this template, you always start with a generic XY. So any point, that just says any point on this shape, you slide it to, take where you started, X, and then what did I do from 1 to get to 4? I plus 3. That means I go 3 to the right. Okay? Comma, now take any Y that you're at, and how did my Y change? I went from 3 to 2. I subtracted 1. And that is the rule of this translation. What this rule means is that I went to the right 3 and down 1. That's what that means. I go to the right 3 and down 1. One of the things you're going to have to do with the rule today, so there's the template again at the top, is it always will look like this. Always will look like this. You have an XY, it gets slid to, and then whatever each X and Y got changed by. Remember that if you go to the right, it means plus, left means minus, and up means plus, down means minus. You also need to remember from yesterday that you start at the original point and go to the prime point, okay? So I can't go from B prime down to B. I would have to go from B to B prime. Here's my strategy. It doesn't matter which one you use because it's all going to be equivalent. One translation rule works for them all. So I write down the description. Description uses the words up, down, left, right. So I'm going to go ahead and use B. It looks like B went up 2, and then I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 4. Now that's not a rule, that's a description. That's just what I do. But I like to write my description down and then make my rule. So up 2 means that y is going to be y plus 2. To the right 4 means that x is getting bigger. So I went x plus 2. And then I turn it all into that big long template. So take your x, y point and slide it to x plus 2, comma, y plus 2. So that's me working the top part when I said up 2, right 4 is me just kind of brainstorming. It's thinking aloud. So I said, okay, what did I do to get from B to B prime? I went up 2, I wrote that down, and then I went to the right 4. And then from there I said, okay, well what does up mean? Up means y and plus. So I wrote y plus 2. And I said, what does right mean? Right means x, and it means that I'm plussing. So x plus 2, and then you write it in that formal template.
Wouldn't it be x plus 4?
Yeah? Wait, what did I do?
X
Oh.
plus 2.
Well, good gracious. Yes, I would. That's why you guys looked so confused. I was wondering, that's why I stopped and rephrased my process, because I saw that we needed a little reteach there. But that was me. I needed the little reteach on how to add. Okay, so I want us to do one. I'm going to just kind of model one here. Let's pretend. So here's just another example. I'm going to write the description, and we are going to turn it, we're going to write the translated rule down. So you can take your whiteboards out, and I'm going to write the description. You are going to write the translated rule. My description is take every point and go to the left 7 and up 9. What would that translation rule look like? If I went to the left 7 and up 9. I need to know what the goodness. But you always got to start out with that x comma y slides. You got to have that. Nope. There we go. There we go. So I like to brainstorm. I like to just kind of be slightly messy with this. Left means x. And it means minus, so I know it would be minus 7. Up is my y, and I know up means I plus. So y plus 9. And then you have to pull it all together. It's not just x minus 7 comma y plus 9. You have to have xy slides. That means you have a new point. Slides to x minus 7, y plus 9. Okay. Let's do another one because you love this. Love this. Okay, here's another one. I want it to be down 8. Notice I'm just being random if I put x or y first, but when you write the rule, you can't be random. Down 8 to the right 5. What would the rule be that models this? Translation. Starting with my variables. Down means y, and you know what? It means subtract, so it would be y minus 8. Right means my x, and you know what else right means? It means I add So x plus 5, I'm not going to mess this up. And then you have to write it in proper form. That means you have to have a starting point. X comma y, any x, y on your geometric shape slides to x plus 5 comma y minus 8. Okay, so going from the rule, from the translated rule, and working backwards to describe what that rule really means, you have to know some descriptive words. Y is always up or down. So Y is dealing with going up or down. If you're going up, you're clearly adding. If you're going down, you are subtracting. And X, little x, goes left to right. Just like a coordinate plane. X goes left and right, y goes up and down. And left means x gets smaller, so you subtract. And right means x gets bigger, so you add. So that's everything that you need to know as you work backwards. I'm going to write a rule. You write it down too for this first one. And then we'll do it just a couple practice ones in class together. And we're going to, from the rule, describe the translation. So x comma y slides to x minus 1, y plus 4. Describe in your notes what this translation means. So you need to write the rule down, and then we're going to deal with describing. So you write the rule down. X comma y slides to x minus 1, y plus 4. But what does that really mean? I need to describe what that really means. Minus for x means I go left. Minus means I go left. So this, my description would be I go to the left 1, and y for plus means I go up. Up 4. That's the description aligned with the rule. So you're going to have to convert between the translated rule and the actual description today.